Coming up, Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers hand out consolation cash to storm survivors in Malacca. Some parents in Taiwan now opt to give their children a happier childhood through collective learning. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. First up in Malaysia, on November 1st, the district of Jalan Sungai Putar in Malacca was ravaged by strong winds and heavy rain, in which 15 households were affected. Upon learning of the news, Malacca Tzu Chi volunteers immediately mobilized to care for the affected families and distributed consolation cash.
The zinc plates on the roof have been ripped off by the strong winds, and loose roof tiles are scattered all over the street. On the evening of November 1st, a heavy storm swept across Jalan Sungai Putar district of Malacca, which affected a total of 15 families.
There were fierce winds that day, and the wind ripped off our roof tiles. The nearby residents all went to seek shelter elsewhere. We were worried that our roof was going to get swept away.
There are 10 houses in this community that was affected.
Receiving news of the disaster, Malacca Tzu Chi volunteers quickly mobilized and headed to survey the affected area. Upon receiving a list of all the disaster survivors, volunteers handed out consolation cash to each family.
Previously, I didn't know what kind of organization Tzu Chi was. Now I know that Tzu Chi is an organization which helps people. You are great because you help everyone regardless of their race.
Tzu Chi volunteers also shared the story of the bamboo coin bank, hoping to inspire compassion in the residents' hearts.
Although we are victims of the disaster, we will still donate what we can into the bamboo coin bank and pray for all calamities to end. Today, we've received help from others. In future, we can also help others with the money that's in this bamboo coin bank.
We believe that a single good deed can counteract 1,000 disasters. So we have shared the ideologies of the bamboo coin bank with the local residents so that they too can make a good wish and practice good deeds each day.
Although the consolation cash was not much in monetary value, it's sufficient to help these survivors repair their homes, while at the same time, the idea that a small donation can make a big difference is also flourishing in their hearts.
After the two earthquakes devastated northern Italy in May last year, many quake survivors have years to recover from the tremor. Nearly 50 Tzu Chi volunteers from Germany, France and Italy teamed up to hold an aid distribution at the St. Felix Community Center in Italy and in total helped 569 residents. Let's take a look. Tzu Chi volunteers from Germany, France and Italy are here at northern Italy to hold a distribution for last year's quake survivors. As many foreign laborers are without visa permits and are unable to receive government subsidies, many are still homeless and jobless after the tremor. Though some participants are unfamiliar with Tzu Chi, the warm and friendly attitude of the volunteers help overcome the differences in ethnicity and faith.
We're very grateful to Tzu Chi for coming so far to hold an event like this to help us. I cannot describe with words how grateful and moved I am.
Upon receiving Tzu Chi's aid supplies, these quake survivors also adopt bamboo coin banks in hopes of paying the love forward to help those in greater need. Moving to Haiti following the rice distributions in October, of the 160 tons of rice donated to Haiti, 46 tons still remained. Tzu Chi volunteers recently returned to hand out the remaining rice and at the same time held the second round of local volunteer training seminar in French. In 3 days, 4 sessions were held in Cape Haitian and Port-au-Prince, with 168 participants taking part.
Tzu Chi volunteer John Olwell has returned to Haiti to hold another session of volunteer training for residents here. This time, he is asking local volunteers to think on what Haiti needs and how best to help their communities.
Haiti can help others by bringing them joy, love, and respect.
Haitians need to have a grateful and caring heart to find the value of Haiti.
In 3 days, Port-au-Prince and Cap Haitian held 4 volunteer training seminars entirely in French. Following the conclusion of the seminars, Alwell hopes that each of the 168 Haitian trainees will bring the spirit of Tzu Chi back into their communities.
If every volunteer that was here today, over 80 volunteers, if each and every one of them can be a seed, and then they can transmit the spirit to 10 volunteers, then we'll have 800. If each of them can continue, then all of Haiti can be changed.
The volunteers encouraged us to join their efforts and have also opened our eyes on how we can help others despite our own problems. With so many people here, we can become one big Tzu Chi family.
Many of the trainees that participated in the event volunteered at Tzu Chi's rice distributions in October. Thus, at the end of the training, each fellow cultivators were given a 20-kilo bag of rice.
Sometimes we have problems to eat, and with this rice, we can spend 2 weeks.
I will share this bag of rice with my family members and others who need it.
Merci beaucoup.
As November 12th marks the Doctor's Day in Taiwan, Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital celebrated the occasion beforehand by visiting a veterans home care facility. Led by Superintendent Gao Rui-he, the medical staff took time out of their busy schedules to bring much warmth and love to these retired military personnel.
To celebrate Doctor's Day, which falls on November 12th in Taiwan, Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital doctors visited a veteran's home as a way to give back.
We are very fortunate to have these veterans around. They have served our country their whole lives, so we need to be respectful and give our thanks.
Holding onto the seniors' hands while dancing along to a song, the grandpas are happy to see these doctors who are taking time off to pay them a visit. A senior is so moved that he donates his bamboo coin bank back to Tzu Chi.
I used to do recycling at my local Tzu Chi office, but after moving to Hualien, the recycling station is too far away from here, so I couldn't go anymore. The master says the more we give to others, the more we gain in return, so everyone should do charitable deeds.
Doing what he does best, director of the Chinese medicine department, Ke Jianxing, starts to massage the seniors, while some doctors brought their children along to learn the lesson of giving.
I hope the kids will be able to understand that by giving a little of ourselves, we can receive much joy in return. This way, they will have a chance to understand there are many things in our lives that we should treasure and value.
At the end, cupcakes, which were especially baked for these seniors by the hospital's nutrition department, fill the residents' stomachs with warmth and love.
All Saints' Day, which falls on November 1st, is observed by Catholics around the globe, and it is a time when people come together to commemorate their lost loved ones. In the Philippines, the day is, however, a festive occasion that brings families together at cemeteries throughout the nation. Yet these gatherings also create piles of garbage. Thus, Tzu Chi volunteers have been promoting recycling on this day since 2010, hoping local residents will pitch in to do their part in keeping our planet clean.
Working as a team, one person holds a garbage bag, the other a tong. With today being All Saints' Day, local volunteer Jesus and Clarita Panula are helping to clean up.
I don't feel tired even with an entire day of hard work. I feel energized. I'm happy knowing that I can help others, so I don't feel fatigued.
Originally, the husband and wife team worked at a shoe factory, but after an introduction to Tzu Chi in the wake of Kansana in 2009, the pair retired and devoted their days to volunteering at Tzu Chi's events.
When we were working at the shoe factory, we made good money. However, I am happiest when I'm doing recycling because I know this helps people.
Many residents use these gatherings at the cemetery as a sort of family reunion, which tends to create large amounts of garbage. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized 420 local volunteers who spread out across 7 cemeteries to help sort recyclables.
I don't think it's shameful to practice recycling because we're helping out mankind. Furthermore, I want to promote and teach everyone how to correctly separate their garbage.
It seems as if the volunteers' efforts over the past 4 years has paid off, as one local resident has been collecting recyclables since early this morning to donate to Tzu Chi.
I've been collecting plastic bottles since 7 a.m. to donate because I know that you will put them to good use. You will donate the money to help others who need assistance, like my fellow citizens in Cebu.
We didn't expect to see Tzu Chi volunteers at the cemetery gathering recyclables. Nonetheless, we give because we know it's for a good charity.
A long-term Tzu Chi care recipient, Anthony Javier, also brings the recyclables he collected over time to the cemetery, as he knows Tzu Chi volunteers will be here.
I've been collecting these recyclables because I wanted to donate them to the Tzu Chi Foundation, as they have helped me in my time of need, and I want to reciprocate.
At the end of the day, a total of 15 metric tons of recyclables is collected from the 7 cemeteries. On this day of honoring saints and loved ones, residents did not forget about leaving our planet clean for the next generation.
In Taiwan, as children's education is a top concern for most parents, this means that countless preschool students are overwhelmed with extra classes because their parents do not want to see their children fall behind their peers. However, today we meet a group of parents who have abandoned this rat race and organized a mutual learning community for their children instead. Their parents work to educate and raise their children in a collective learning environment while giving the next generation a memorable and happier childhood.
红豆的记号在哪里？红豆的对呀，你刚刚这样怎么找啊？
Do you see those plants? Those thick and short plants? The red beans are right over there.
红豆就在它的旁边。
Like an experienced guide, Yan Yan eagerly shows us her findings.
这是什么？甲虫。这边很。
It's a stag beetle. There are many things we can play around with here. We can collect grass, leaves, and fruits and make them into necklaces or bracelets.
项链啊，还是手环啊。
5-year-old Yan Yan and her peers do not go to kindergarten, as their parents have organized an alternative path to preschool learning, a parent participation learning group.
这10年来，其实在台湾一开始
Over the past decade, many parents, especially those living in urban areas, have formed such parent participation learning groups to educate their children together. Through this parental network, they can share useful information concerning the upbringing of their kids.
To find an alternative path of learning for his only son, Guo Junwu pioneered the parent participation education model some years ago, and he has since become a popular educational alternative. However, he says parents who want to form a learning group should first find those with similar views.
如果彼此父母之间
It is better that the parents who decide to form a learning community share a similar philosophy of upbringing and education.
还是还蛮难合作的。
The parent participation learning group is in fact similar to an old practice found in the early days of Taiwan, when children were often looked after as a whole when their parents were out in the fields. In this self-supportive learning group like this, even a toddler is welcome to take part.
那其实它的教材更多元。
The learning group offers more diversified learning materials. To be honest, I'm not so worried that my daughter starts her schooling later than her peers.
So what is the reason behind parents' choice of alternative education for their children?
Now the focus of education lies in self-fulfillment. Because there are fewer kids now, each kid must be treated as an individual with unique characteristics.
With Taiwanese society stressing the diversification of education, parents are putting more emphasis on their children's personal development instead of academic achievements. And the extra time spent with their children makes such alternative choices even more appealing.
Back to Malaysia, the Tzu Chi Malacca chapter held 3 New Shoot Scholarship Award ceremonies from November 3rd to 5th to hand out tuition supports to 823 students. Among the recipients, we meet Ye Yaozhu and Li Zhongshen, who were both recognized for their hardworking effort at school.
This is the second year that the Tzu Chi Malacca chapter has been organizing New Shoot Scholarship Award ceremonies. This award not only measures academic excellence, but also rewards students on their moral and character development. The 68 schools working with Tzu Chi can feel the positive impact this scholarship brings.
The students didn't even come to school. They didn't enjoy it. But when we implemented this project, they became more motivated to come because they wanted to sign the attendance register. When they see they have achieved full attendance, they feel happy and are more motivated to come to school.
I'm happy I've received this award. Yes.
Of the 1,613 people who attended the award ceremony, 644 signed up to become Tzu Chi members.
I made a donation to Tzu Chi so that those people in need can also receive help.
I was so moved and happy, so I filled out a form and signed up as a Tzu Chi member to make monthly contributions. This is a great cause to help the poor and needy.
In this moment, right here, these 2 boys are receiving the most special gift of all.
I'm so excited and happy because Yaozhu has never been on stage with me before.
I'm happy and proud because I can be on stage with him.
It's not only good grades that will get students onto the stage. If they show consistent improvement, they'll also be recognized for their hard work. It's a huge encouragement.
In his teacher's eyes, Li Zhongshen is a student who struggles with his studies and needs extra tutoring. Thus, seeing a slight improvement in his grades makes his teacher happier than ever.
Everyone is here to learn and be taught. Elementary school students still don't know how to manage themselves, so it's up to the teachers to guide them.
Li's classmate Ye Yaozhu is at the top of his class. The friendship that exists between the two, who are poles apart, is not forged by grades, but by respect and camaraderie.
I show him how to add and how to subtract, and he finds the answers by himself.
Whenever I ask him what the subject is about, I know what to do afterwards.
What Zhongshen doesn't understand, Yaozhu will always patiently teach him.
Accompanying each other on the path of education, the happiest moment for these scholarship recipients is being able to share the joys of their achievements with one another.
Prior to the New Shoot Scholarship Award ceremonies held by the Tzu Chi Malacca chapter, teachers worked together with Tzu Chi volunteers in carrying out assessments and home visitations, and in the process gained a better understanding of their responsibilities as educators.
Looking at each student's learning progress, this is Jingxiang Elementary School teacher Wang Shunyong, who is making sure his students are eligible to apply for Tzu Chi's New Shoot Scholarship.
It's as if they have found comfort when they encounter difficulties. They know there is a teacher who is willing to reach out to them and listen to their stories.
He hopes to afford them more opportunities. That's why he wants to be more involved and encourage these students to help them achieve their goals.
Other than caring for his students in school, Wang also organized home visitations to gain a better understanding of his students' financial situation. He says it is his responsibility to look after his students.
These home visitations really influenced me deeply. We can tell these students' attitudes and the difficulties with their studies have a lot to do with their family situation. Remember, regardless of whether you have classes or not, you have to help your mom out with household chores, which will help lessen her load, alright?
To make sure his students improve both academically and physically, Wang Shunyong often provides his students with words of encouragement and advice.
The New Shoots Scholarship has helped us understand our students' inner feelings better and what it is they need. If we give them more encouragement and care, then naturally they learn to take care of their studies.
We will be able to see our teachers' feedback, and from the booklet we can see where we need to improve and change.
This is Wu Meili, who comes from a single-parent family. With encouragement from her teacher, she has become an active student who offers help to her fellow classmates.
We told her how she can accept her circumstances and what she can do to change. We are seeing more positive changes in her, and she has become more cheerful now.
I want to thank all my teachers for caring for me.
Thanks to the Tzu Chi New Shoes Scholarship Program, Wang has gained a better understanding of his students' needs, while students have learned to change for the better.
In China, the Tzu Chi Foundation was invited to attend the 2013 EU International Forest Products Fair in Zhejiang Province. The serenity atmosphere of the Tzu Chi booth attracted numerous fairgoers to learn more about the Buddhist NGO.
Here at the 2013 EU International Forest Products Fair, the Tzu Chi Foundation has been invited to showcase their signature products.
Last year we were assigned with 2 stalls, while this year they gave us 10 stalls. We really appreciate that.
The dancing and song of young volunteers attract numerous fairgoers.
I think it's good to meet so many people and let them know how wonderful Jingsi aphorisms are.
As the fairgoers read out the Jingsi aphorisms, they are deeply moved from within by the words of wisdom. Tzu Chi Care recipients are also on site to write Jingsi aphorisms in calligraphy.
Of course, I feel nervous today, but when I meet these volunteers, I can feel their gentleness and kindness. That makes me even more determined to help them. I will do my best to write down the Jingsi aphorisms.
Thanks to the volunteers' thorough introduction, fairgoers gain a better understanding of the NGO.
Over these 2 days, many fairgoers bought Jingsi volumes. We are happy to see that.
I went to Taiwan this summer and I was motivated by Tzu Chi's charitable works. I've shopped around the Tzu Chi booth for a long time today.
The director of the Taiwanese pavilion called us and said that we did a good job. Among all the stalls of the Taiwanese pavilion, Tzu Chi stalls were the most popular.
At this global exhibition with over 3,000 stalls, Tzu Chi's signature charity shines bright.
We go to the Dominican Republic at the end of the show. Tzu Chi volunteers recently visited the Tzu Chi La Romana school to carry out a distribution. Volunteers handed out uniforms provided by DaAi Technology, as well as stationery to students. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.